My wife engaged in an extramarital affair with my son's baseball coach is a gripping tale that delves into the complexities of human relationships and the devastating impact of betrayal. The story begins with a seemingly perfect evening, meticulously planned by Barry, who is known for his attention to detail and commitment to his loved ones. As the night unfolds, subtle signs of tension and unease begin to surface, leading Barry to a shocking revelation that will change his life forever. This article explores the events of that fateful night, the emotional turmoil that ensued, and Barry's journey towards healing and new beginnings. The evening had started like any other, a bustling gathering of friends and family celebrating my son's latest baseball victory. The house was alive with laughter and chatter, the air thick with the smell of barbecue and the hum of summer. I stood by the grill, flipping burgers and soaking in the joy of the moment. Little did I know that this would be the night everything would change, that I would stumble upon a betrayal so deep it would shake the very foundation of my life. The night was perfect. Our backyard was decorated with string lights, and a long table was set up with a variety of dishes and drinks. My wife, Carpenter, was her usual charming self, flitting between guests and ensuring everyone was having a good time. Our son, a 12-year-old baseball prodigy, was the center of attention, proudly wearing his team's jersey and recounting the highlights of the game. Among the guests was Coach Simmons, the man who had transformed our son's passion for baseball into extraordinary talent. Simmons was well-liked and respected, a figure who seemed almost larger than life. I admired him, both for his coaching skills and his ability to inspire young players. He had become a regular presence in our lives, someone I considered a friend. As the evening progressed, I noticed something that seemed off. Carpenter and Simmons seemed to be sharing more than just friendly conversations. There were stolen glances, moments where their hands lingered a bit too long when passing plates, and hushed whispers that were quickly silenced when I approached. A knot began to form in my stomach, a gnawing sense of unease that I couldn't shake. I tried to push the thoughts aside, telling myself I was overreacting. Carpenter and I had been married for 15 years, and while our relationship had its ups and downs, I never doubted her loyalty. But the more I observed, the harder it became to dismiss the growing suspicion in my mind. The party was winding down, and guests were beginning to leave. Carpenter had disappeared for a while, and I went inside to look for her. As I walked through the hallway, I heard muffled voices coming from the guest room. My heart raced as I approached the door, and I felt a cold sweat break out across my forehead. I opened the door just a crack, enough to see inside without being noticed. There, in the dimly lit room, were Carpenter and Simmons, locked in an embrace that left no room for misinterpretation. They were kissing passionately, their bodies pressed close together, oblivious to the world around them. My mind went blank, and for a moment, I felt paralyzed. The scene before me was surreal, like something out of a nightmare. I wanted to burst into the room, to confront them and demand answers, but instead, I slowly closed the door and backed away, my heart pounding in my chest. The rest of the night passed in a blur. I couldn't look at Carpenter without seeing her in Simmons's arms, and every smile and laugh felt like a mockery. I kept my distance, avoiding any confrontation while guests were still around. But as the last of our friends said their goodbyes and the house finally fell silent, I knew it was time to face the truth. I found Carpenter in the kitchen, cleaning up and humming a tune under her breath. The sight of her acting so normal, so unaffected, sent a wave of anger crashing over me. I took a deep breath, trying to steady my voice. "Carpenter, we need to talk," I said, my voice shaking. She turned to me, her smile fading as she saw the look on my face. "Barry, what's wrong?" "Don't play dumb," I snapped, unable to contain my anger. I saw you with Simmons." Her face went pale, and for a moment, she seemed at a loss for words. "Barry, I can explain." "Explain?" I interrupted, my voice rising. "Explain how you could betray me like this? How you could do this to our family?" Tears welled up in her eyes, and she took a step towards me. "Barry, please, it wasn't what it looked like." "Don't lie to me," I said, my voice breaking. "I saw everything." The days that followed were a blur of pain and confusion. Carpenter and I barely spoke, the house filled with a tense silence. Our son, oblivious to the turmoil, continued with his daily routines, and I struggled to maintain a sense of normalcy for his sake. I couldn't get the image of Carpenter and Simmons out of my mind. It haunted me, invading my thoughts and dreams. I replayed the scene over and over, searching for answers, for some clue as to why this had happened. But no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't make sense of it. Carpenter tried to reach out to me, to explain her actions, but I wasn't ready to listen. The wound was too fresh, the betrayal too deep. I needed time to process, to figure out what to do next. One evening, after our son had gone to bed, Carpenter approached me again. She looked tired and worn, the guilt and stress taking a toll on her. "Barry, please," she said softly. "We need to talk. I need you to understand." I sighed, feeling the weight of the situation bearing down on me. "Fine," I said, my voice flat. "Talk." She took a deep breath, tears glistening in her eyes. "It started a few months ago. Simmons and we got close. It was never supposed to happen, Barry. I never meant to hurt you." "Then why?" I asked, my voice breaking. "Why did you do it?" "I don't know," she admitted, her voice trembling. "I was feeling lonely, disconnected. You were always so busy with work, and I felt like I was losing you. Simmons was there, and I made a terrible mistake." Her words cut deep, and I struggled to process them. "So it's my fault?" I asked, anger rising in my chest. "No, Barry," she said quickly. "It's not your fault. It's mine. I should have talked to you, should have tried to fix things instead of this." As the days turned into weeks, I found myself at a crossroads. The betrayal had shattered my trust in Carpenter, but part of me still loved her, still wanted to believe that we could find a way to move forward. I thought about our son, about the life we had built together, and I wondered if it was worth trying to salvage our marriage. Carpenter was remorseful, willing to do whatever it took to make amends. She suggested counseling, a way for us to work through our issues and rebuild our relationship. I was hesitant, unsure if I could ever fully trust her again, but I knew I had to try, for our son's sake, if nothing else. We started seeing a therapist, slowly peeling back the layers of our relationship and confronting the issues that had led us to this point. It was a painful and difficult process, but it was also necessary. We had to face the truth, no matter how uncomfortable it was, if we wanted to heal. Rebuilding trust was not an easy task. It required patience, understanding, and a willingness to be vulnerable. Carpenter and I had to confront our fears and insecurities, to communicate openly and honestly about our feelings. There were moments of progress, but there were also setbacks, times when the pain of the betrayal felt overwhelming. Our therapist guided us through the process, helping us to see each other's perspectives and to find ways to reconnect. We learned to listen without judgment, to express our needs and desires, and to support each other in our healing journey. One evening, as we sat in our therapist's office, Carpenter reached for my hand. "Barry, I love you," she said softly. "I know I've hurt you, but I want to make this right. I want to be the wife you deserve." Her words touched me, and I squeezed her hand in return. "I love you too, Carpenter," I replied. "It's going to take time, but I'm willing to try." Months passed, and slowly but surely, Carpenter and I began to rebuild our relationship. We found new ways to connect, to nurture our love and support each other. Trust was still a fragile thing, but it was growing stronger with each passing day. Our son remained blissfully unaware of the turmoil that had threatened to tear our family apart. We worked hard to maintain a sense of normalcy for him, to ensure that he felt loved and secure. His happiness was a beacon of hope for us, a reminder of what we were fighting for. Carpenter and I also found solace in our friends and family. They provided a support system, offering advice and encouragement as we navigated the challenges of healing. It wasn't an easy journey, but it was one we were committed to taking together. In the midst of our healing, Simmons's presence in our lives became untenable. I could no longer look at him without feeling a surge of anger and betrayal. Our son, unaware of the true nature of the situation, continued to idolize his coach, which made the decision even more difficult. One evening, after much discussion, Carpenter and I decided it was best for Simmons to step down as our son's coach. I approached Simmons during a practice session, my heart pounding with a mix of anger and resolve. He looked up as I neared, a shadow of guilt crossing his face. "Barry," he started, but I held up a hand to stop him. "Simmons, we need to talk," I said, my voice steady despite the turmoil inside me. "I think it's best if you step down as our son's coach. It's not fair to him or to our family to keep you around." He nodded, understanding the gravity of the situation. "I understand, Barry. I'm truly sorry for everything. I never meant for things to go this far." I took a deep breath, trying to keep my emotions in check. "What's done is done, Simmons. Just stay away from my family." With that, I turned and walked away, leaving Simmons to contemplate the consequences of his actions. It was a small step towards reclaiming control over my life and my family's future. With Simmons gone, we needed to find a new coach for our son's baseball team. The search was a welcome distraction from the emotional turmoil, and it allowed us to focus on something positive for our son. After interviewing several candidates, we found a coach who seemed like a perfect fit: Coach Andrews, a kind and experienced mentor who quickly earned the respect and trust of the team. Our son adapted to the change with surprising ease, his love for the game outweighing any concerns about the new leadership. Seeing him thrive on the field, his confidence and skills growing, was a source of immense pride and joy for both Carpenter and me. It was a reminder that life goes on, and that healing is possible even in the face of adversity. As we continued our journey of healing, Carpenter and I made a conscious effort to rediscover each other. We set aside time for date nights, exploring new activities and revisiting old hobbies that we had once enjoyed together. It was a chance to reconnect on a deeper level, to remember why we had fallen in love in the first place. One evening, we decided to take a walk through the park where we had shared our first kiss. The memories came flooding back, and for a moment, it felt like we were young and carefree again. "Do you remember our first date?" Carpenter asked, her eyes sparkling with nostalgia. "How could I forget?" I replied, smiling. "I was so nervous, I almost tripped over my own feet." She laughed, the sound warm and familiar. "And you still managed to sweep me off my feet." We walked in comfortable silence for a while, the past blending seamlessly with the present. It was a small but significant step towards rebuilding the trust and intimacy that had been shattered. Despite our progress, there were still moments of struggle. The wound of betrayal was deep, and healing was not a linear process. There were days when the pain felt fresh, when old doubts and fears resurfaced, threatening to undo all the progress we had made. During these times, our therapist's guidance was invaluable. We learned to communicate our feelings openly, to support each other through the difficult moments, and to remind ourselves of the love and commitment that had brought us together. It wasn't easy, but it was a journey we were both determined to undertake. One evening, after a particularly challenging therapy session, Carpenter turned to me with tears in her eyes. "Barry, I know it's hard. But I promise you, I am committed to making this work. I love you more than anything, and I will do whatever it takes to earn back your trust." Her words were a balm to my wounded heart, a reminder that we were in this together. "I love you too, Carpenter. And I believe in us. We'll get through this, one step at a time." Embracing change. As the months passed, Carpenter and I continued to rebuild our relationship, finding strength in our shared commitment to healing. We embraced the changes that came with our journey, both the painful and the joyous, recognizing that they were part of our growth as individuals and as a couple. Our son, blissfully unaware of the turmoil that had threatened to tear our family apart, continued to thrive. His success on the baseball field was a testament to his resilience and determination, and it filled us with pride and joy. We also found new ways to connect with our friends and community, drawing strength from their support and encouragement. Our journey had taught us the importance of leaning on others, of accepting help and love when it was offered. As our 15th wedding anniversary approached, Carpenter and I decided to renew our vows. It was a symbolic gesture, a reaffirmation of our commitment to each other and to our family. Surrounded by our closest friends and loved ones, we stood together and promised to continue loving and supporting each other, no matter what challenges lay ahead. The ceremony was simple yet profound, a celebration of our journey and our enduring love. As we exchanged vows, I looked into Carpenter's eyes and saw the depth of her remorse and her determination to make things right. It was a powerful reminder of the strength of our bond and the resilience of our love. With our renewed vows and a stronger foundation, Carpenter and I look towards the future with hope and determination. We continue to work on our relationship, to communicate openly and honestly, and to support each other through the ups and downs of life. Our son's success on the baseball field was a source of immense pride and joy, and we reveled in the simple pleasures of family life. We traveled, explored new interests, and cherished the moments of laughter and love that filled our days. Life was not perfect, and there were still challenges to face, but we faced them together, knowing that we had the strength and resilience to overcome anything. As the years passed, Carpenter and I watched our son grow into a confident and compassionate young man. His love for baseball remained strong, and he continued to pursue his dreams with determination and passion. Our hearts swelled with pride as we watched him navigate the challenges of adolescence, knowing that he had the support and love of his family behind him. We also found new ways to give back to our community, sharing our story of healing and resilience with others who were going through difficult times. Our journey had taught us the importance of empathy and compassion, and we were committed to helping others find their own paths to healing and happiness. One evening, as we sat on the porch watching the sunset, Carpenter turned to me with a smile. "Barry, we've come so far. I'm so grateful for everything we have." I squeezed her hand, feeling a deep sense of contentment. "Me too, Carpenter. Our journey hasn't been easy, but it's been worth it. I love you." "I love you too," she replied, her eyes filled with warmth and love. "And I always will." As we continued our journey, Carpenter and I embraced the present, finding joy in the simple moments of everyday life. We celebrated our successes and learned from our challenges, always striving to grow and strengthen our bond. Our son continued to thrive, his passion for baseball driving him to new heights. We supported him in every way we could, cheering him on from the sidelines and offering guidance and encouragement. Life was a beautiful tapestry of love, growth, and endless possibilities. We had faced our darkest moments and emerged stronger and more in love than ever. Our journey was a testament to the power of forgiveness, the importance of communication, and the resilience of the human spirit. As I reflect on our journey, I am filled with a profound sense of gratitude. Carpenter and I faced one of the greatest challenges a marriage can endure, and we emerged stronger and more in love than ever. Our story is a testament to the power of forgiveness, the importance of communication, and the resilience of the human spirit. Choosing to stay and work through our difficulties was not an easy decision, but it was the right one for us. It allowed us to grow as individuals and as a couple, to build a loving family, and to create a life filled with joy and meaning. In life, we often face unexpected challenges and difficult choices. But it is in those moments that we discover our true strength and the depth of our love. Carpenter and I chose to fight for our relationship, and in doing so, we found a love that was deeper and more enduring than we could have ever imagined. Our journey is a reminder that even in the face of adversity, there is always hope. With love, patience, and determination, we can overcome any obstacle and build a life that is truly beautiful. Writing this story has reminded me of the incredible resilience of the human spirit and the transformative power of love. Barry and Carpenter's journey is a testament to the idea that even in our darkest moments, we can find light and hope. Choosing to forgive and rebuild a relationship after a betrayal is not easy, and it requires immense strength and courage. However, the rewards of such a choice can be profound. By facing their challenges head-on and committing to growth and healing, Barry and Carpenter were able to create a life filled with love, joy, and fulfillment. This story underscores the importance of communication, trust, and resilience in any relationship. It reminds us that love is not just a feeling but a choice that we make every day. By choosing to believe in each other and work through their difficulties, Barry and Carpenter found a love that was deeper and more enduring than they ever thought possible. In our own lives, we can draw inspiration from their journey. We can choose to face our challenges with courage, to communicate openly and honestly, and to believe in the power of love to heal and transform. In doing so, we can create lives that are rich with meaning, joy, and connection. Life has a way of presenting new challenges just when you think you found your footing. Barry and Carpenter's renewed commitment to each other was strong, but life continued to test their resolve. The stresses of work, parenting, and the lingering shadows of past betrayals occasionally brought tensions to the surface. Barry's career took a demanding turn, requiring late nights and frequent travel. Carpenter, meanwhile, found herself navigating the complexities of their son's teenage years, balancing her own career and personal growth. They had to continuously remind themselves of the lessons learned during their healing journey. One evening, after a particularly tough day at work, Barry returned home feeling exhausted and irritable. The house was chaotic, with their son struggling with homework and Carpenter dealing with a plumbing issue. The stress was palpable, and a minor disagreement quickly escalated into a heated argument. "I can't do this alone, Barry," Carpenter shouted, her frustration boiling over. "I'm trying my best, Carpenter," Barry replied, his voice equally strained. "But I can't be everywhere at once." In the midst of their argument, their son appeared at the door, his eyes wide with worry. "Mom, Dad, please stop fighting." His words cut through the tension like a knife. Barry and Carpenter looked at each other, the weight of their son's plea pulling them back to reality. They took a deep breath, realizing that they needed to lean on each other rather than letting stress drive them apart. Determined to not let their renewed relationship falter, Barry and Carpenter sought ways to reconnect and strengthen their bond. They made time for regular date nights, even if it was just a simple dinner at home after their son had gone to bed. They also revisited counseling to ensure they were addressing any new issues that arose. One weekend, they decided to take a family trip to the mountains, hoping to escape the daily grind and reconnect with nature. The fresh air and beautiful scenery provided a much-needed respite. They spent their days hiking, exploring, and enjoying each other's company without the distractions of work and technology. One evening, sitting around a campfire, their son asked, "Why did you and Coach Simmons stop being friends?" Barry and Carpenter exchanged a glance, realizing it was time to share a version of the truth. Barry took a deep breath and said, "Sometimes adults make mistakes, buddy. What's important is that we learn from them and work to make things better." Their son nodded, accepting the answer without further questions. It was a reminder that their journey wasn't just about them, it was also about teaching their son resilience, forgiveness, and the importance of family. Barry and Carpenter found strength not just in each other but also in their community. They became more involved in local activities, volunteering and building relationships with their neighbors. This sense of belonging provided additional support and reinforced the idea that they were not alone in their journey. One of their neighbors, a retired couple named the Johnsons, became particularly close to them. The Johnsons had been married for over 50 years and often shared their wisdom and experiences with Barry and Carpenter. Their stories of overcoming challenges and maintaining a strong relationship were both inspiring and comforting. During a neighborhood barbecue, Mr. Johnson pulled Barry aside. "You know, son, every marriage has its ups and downs. The key is to never stop fighting for each other. Love isn't always easy, but it's always worth it." Barry nodded, feeling the truth in Mr. Johnson's words. He looked across the yard at Carpenter, who was laughing with Mrs. Johnson and some other neighbors. In that moment, he felt a renewed sense of purpose and commitment. As they continued to navigate the complexities of life, Barry and Carpenter embraced the idea of personal growth. They encouraged each other to pursue their passions and interests, understanding that a strong marriage was built on the foundation of two individuals who were whole and fulfilled. Carpenter enrolled in a photography class, rediscovering a passion she had set aside years ago. She found joy in capturing moments of beauty and creativity, and her newfound hobby brought a sense of fulfillment and happiness. Barry, on the other hand, took up running. It became a way for him to clear his mind, relieve stress, and stay physically active. He even participated in local races, setting goals and challenging himself in new ways. Their individual pursuits not only brought them happiness but also enriched their relationship. They shared their successes and challenges, supporting each other's growth and celebrating their achievements together. As their 15th wedding anniversary approached, Barry and Carpenter decided to celebrate with a vow renewal ceremony. This time, they wanted it to be a more intimate affair, with only their closest friends and family present. The ceremony took place in a beautiful garden, surrounded by blooming flowers and the gentle hum of nature. Their son stood proudly beside them, holding the rings that symbolized their enduring commitment. As they exchanged vows once again, Barry looked into Carpenter's eyes and saw the journey they had undertaken together. "Carpenter, I promise to continue loving you, supporting you, and growing with you. No matter what challenges we face, I will always choose you." Carpenter's eyes filled with tears as she responded, "Barry, I promise to cherish you, to stand by your side, and to nurture our love. Together, we are stronger, and I will always choose you." Their friends and family applauded, celebrating the strength of their love and the resilience of their relationship. It was a moment of pure joy and affirmation, a testament to the power of forgiveness and commitment. With their renewed vows and a stronger foundation, Barry and Carpenter looked towards the future with hope and determination. They continued to work on their relationship, to communicate openly and honestly, and to support each other through the ups and downs of life. Their son, now a teenager, continued to thrive both on and off the baseball field. His success and happiness were a source of immense pride for Barry and Carpenter, a reminder of the life they had built together. Life was a beautiful tapestry of love, growth, and endless possibilities. Barry and Carpenter had faced their darkest moments and emerged stronger and more in love than ever. Their journey was a testament to the power of forgiveness, the importance of communication, and the resilience of the human spirit. As I reflect on our journey, I am filled with a profound sense of gratitude. Carpenter and I faced one of the greatest challenges a marriage can endure, and we emerged stronger and more in love than ever. Our story is a testament to the power of forgiveness, the importance of communication, and the resilience of the human spirit. Choosing to stay and work through our difficulties was not an easy decision, but it was the right one for us. It allowed us to grow as individuals and as a couple, to build a loving family, and to create a life filled with joy and meaning. In life, we often face unexpected challenges and difficult choices. But it is in those moments that we discover our true strength and the depth of our love. Carpenter and I chose to fight for our relationship, and in doing so, we found a love that was deeper and more enduring than we could have ever imagined. Our journey is a reminder that even in the face of adversity, there is always hope. With love, patience, and determination, we can overcome any obstacle and build a life that is truly beautiful. Writing this story has reminded me of the incredible resilience of the human spirit and the transformative power of love. Barry and Carpenter's journey is a testament to the idea that even in our darkest moments, we can find light and hope. Choosing to forgive and rebuild a relationship after a betrayal is not easy, and it requires immense strength and courage. However, the rewards of such a choice can be profound. By facing their challenges head-on and committing to growth and healing, Barry and Carpenter were able to create a life filled with love, joy, and fulfillment. This story underscores the importance of communication, trust, and resilience in any relationship. It reminds us that love is not just a feeling but a choice that we make every day. By choosing to believe in each other and work through their difficulties, Barry and Carpenter found a love that was deeper and more enduring than they ever thought possible. In our own lives, we can draw inspiration from their journey. We can choose to face our challenges with courage, to communicate openly and honestly, and to believe in the power of love to heal and transform. In doing so, we can create lives that are rich with meaning, joy, and connection. Years later, as Barry and Carpenter looked back on their journey, they saw a tapestry of love, growth, and resilience. Their story had not only transformed their lives but had also left a lasting legacy for their son and their community. Their son, now a successful adult, often reflected on the lessons he had learned from his parents. Their commitment to each other, their willingness to fight for their love, and their ability to overcome adversity had shaped his own approach to relationships and life. Barry and Carpenter also became mentors and sources of support for other couples facing challenges. They shared their story, offering hope and encouragement to those who were struggling. Their journey had taught them the importance of empathy, compassion, and the transformative power of love. As they sat together, watching the sunset from their porch, Barry turned to Carpenter and smiled. "We've come a long way, haven't we?" Carpenter nodded, her eyes filled with love and gratitude. "Yes, we have. And I wouldn't trade our journey for anything." Hand in hand, they faced the future with hope and determination, knowing that their love was strong enough to weather any storm. Their story was a testament to the enduring power of love, the importance of forgiveness, and the beauty of a life built on trust and commitment. In the end, Barry and Carpenter's journey was not just about overcoming a betrayal, it was about finding the true depth of their love and creating a life filled with joy, meaning, and endless possibilities. Their legacy of love would continue to inspire and uplift those who heard their story, a reminder that even in the darkest moments, there is always hope. As the years went by, Barry and Carpenter faced new milestones and challenges. Their son, now on the brink of adulthood, was preparing to leave for college. The house that had once been filled with the noise and energy of a young family was gradually becoming quieter. This transition was bittersweet, as they were proud of their son's achievements and excited for his future, but they also knew they would miss the day-to-day interactions. One evening, as they packed the last of their son's belongings for his move, Barry and Carpenter sat in his room, reminiscing about the years gone by.
"Do you remember his first baseball game?"
Carpenter asked, a smile playing on her lips.
"How could I forget?
He was so small, but so determined," Barry replied, his eyes misting with memories. Their son walked in, noticing the reflective mood of his parents.
"You guys okay?"
"We're just proud of you, that's all," Carpenter said, pulling him into a hug. With their son away at college, Barry and Carpenter found themselves navigating a new phase of their relationship, empty nesting. It was an adjustment, but they saw it as an opportunity to focus on each other and explore new interests. They began to travel more, visiting places they had always dreamed of. They took cooking classes together, went on hiking trips, and even joined a local book club.
This time allowed them to deepen their connection and create new memories.
One weekend, they decided to revisit the place where they had honeymooned. Walking along the same beach, they reflected on how far they had come.
"Can you believe it's been 20 years?"
Barry asked, holding Carpenter's hand. "It's hard to believe sometimes," she replied, looking out at the ocean.
"But I'm grateful for every moment."
Inspired by the support they had received during their difficult times, Barry and Carpenter decided to give back to their community. They started a local support group for couples facing marital challenges, sharing their story and offering guidance and encouragement. Their group quickly grew, becoming a safe space for many to share their struggles and triumphs. Barry and Carpenter found great fulfillment in helping others navigate their own journeys of healing and growth. During one session, a young couple approached them.
"Your story gives us hope," the woman said. "Thank you for sharing it."
Barry smiled.
"We're all in this together. If we can help even one couple find their way, it's worth it."
Life, as always, had its unexpected turns.
One such moment came when Carpenter was diagnosed with a health issue that required surgery and a long recovery period.
This time tested their resilience once again, but Barry stood by her side, just as she had stood by his. Throughout Carpenter's recovery, Barry took on the role of caretaker, managing the household and ensuring Carpenter had everything she needed. It was a challenging period, but it also reinforced the depth of their love and commitment. "Thank you for everything, Barry," Carpenter said one evening, her voice filled with emotion. "I promise to be with you in sickness and in health," Barry replied, kissing her forehead.
"And I meant every word."
Carpenter's recovery was a slow process, but with Barry's unwavering support, she gradually regained her strength. This experience brought them even closer, reminding them of the vows they had renewed and the promises they had made to each other. As Carpenter regained her health, they resumed their activities, but with a deeper appreciation for the time they had together. They cherished each moment, knowing how precious life was. One sunny afternoon, they sat on their porch, enjoying a quiet moment together. "We've been through so much," Carpenter said softly. "And we've come out stronger," Barry replied, squeezing her hand.
"There's nothing we can't face together."
Their son, now a young man, graduated from college and began his career. He often visited his parents, sharing his own experiences and seeking their advice. Barry and Carpenter were proud of the person he had become, seeing in him the values they had instilled.
One day, their son brought home someone special. Watching their son's relationship blossom reminded Barry and Carpenter of their own journey.
They offered support and wisdom, hoping to guide him as he navigated his own path in life. "Remember, communication and trust are key," Barry advised. "And never take each other for granted." As Barry and Carpenter entered their later years, they continued to be a source of inspiration for those around them. Their story of overcoming adversity, of choosing love and forgiveness, became a legacy that touched many lives. They often spoke at community events and wrote articles about their experiences, sharing their insights on building a lasting relationship. Their words resonated with many, offering hope and guidance to those facing their own challenges. One evening, at a community event, a young couple approached them. Your story has given us the strength to fight for our marriage, the man said.
Thank you.
Barry and Carpenter smiled, feeling a deep sense of fulfillment. We're glad our story could help, Carpenter replied. Remember, love is a journey.
It's not always easy, but it's always worth it.
As Barry and Carpenter looked back on their life together, they saw a tapestry woven with love, challenges, growth, and endless memories. Their journey had not been easy, but it had been rich with meaning and joy. They had faced their darkest moments and emerged stronger, their love deeper and more enduring than ever. They had created a legacy of love that would continue to inspire future generations. Sitting on their porch, watching the sunset, Barry turned to Carpenter and smiled.
We've had quite the journey, haven't we?
Carpenter nodded, her eyes filled with love and gratitude.
Yes, we have. And I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Hand in hand, they faced the future with hope and determination, knowing that their love was strong enough to weather any storm. Their story was a testament to the enduring power of love, the importance of forgiveness, and the beauty of a life built on trust and commitment. In the end, Barry and Carpenter's journey was not just about overcoming betrayal, it was about finding the true depth of their love and creating a life filled with joy, meaning, and endless possibilities. Their legacy of love would continue to inspire and uplift those who heard their story, a reminder that even in the darkest moments, there is always hope. Years later, Barry and Carpenter's son, now married with children of his own, often shared his parents' story with his family. He taught his children the values of love, forgiveness, and resilience, ensuring that the legacy of his parents' love lived on. Barry and Carpenter, now grandparents, found immense joy in watching their family grow. They saw their values reflected in their grandchildren and felt a profound sense of pride and fulfillment. One evening, as they sat surrounded by their family, Barry looked at Carpenter and said, "Our love has created something beautiful." Carpenter smiled, tears of joy in her eyes.
Yes, it has. And it will continue to do so.
Their journey had come full circle, from overcoming betrayal to building a lasting legacy of love. Their story was a testament to the power of love, the strength of the human spirit, and the beauty of a life filled with joy, meaning, and endless possibilities. Their legacy would continue to inspire and uplift future generations, a reminder that even in the darkest moments, there is always hope. As Barry and Carpenter grew older, they found themselves reflecting more on their life together. Their days were now filled with simple pleasures, morning coffee on the porch, leisurely walks in the park, and time spent with their grandchildren. They cherished these moments, understanding that the beauty of life lay in its everyday experiences. Barry took up gardening, transforming their backyard into a vibrant oasis of flowers and greenery. Carpenter continued her photography, capturing the changing seasons and the small wonders of their daily life. Their hobbies provided them with joy and a sense of purpose, allowing them to continue growing individually and together. Barry and Carpenter were frequently invited to speak at community centers, churches, and local events. They shared their story of resilience, love, and forgiveness, hoping to inspire others facing similar challenges. One evening, after giving a particularly heartfelt talk, a young woman approached them with tears in her eyes.
"Your story gives me hope," she said.
"I'm going through a tough time in my marriage, but seeing how you two overcame your struggles makes me believe that we can too."
Barry gently took her hand.
"Remember, it's not about the mistakes you make, but how you choose to move forward. Love requires effort and understanding, but it's worth every bit of it."
Carpenter nodded in agreement. "Don't be afraid to seek help and communicate openly. You have the power to rebuild and grow stronger." To mark Barry's 75th birthday, their family organized a grand celebration.
Friends, relatives, and neighbors gathered to honor the couple who had touched so many lives. It was a joyous occasion, filled with laughter, heartfelt speeches, and shared memories.
Their son, now a successful professional and a loving father, gave a moving toast. "My parents taught me that love is a choice and a commitment.
They showed me the importance of forgiveness and resilience.
I am who I am today because of their strength and example."
Barry and Carpenter were deeply moved, their hearts swelling with pride and gratitude. They looked around the room, seeing the faces of those they loved and realizing the profound impact their journey had had on others. As the years continued to pass, Barry and Carpenter remained each other's rock. They faced health challenges and the inevitable slowing down of their bodies, but their love never wavered. They continued to support and care for one another, finding comfort in their shared history and deep connection. One crisp autumn afternoon, as they sat on their porch wrapped in blankets, Barry turned to Carpenter.
"We've lived a good life, haven't we?" Carpenter smiled, her eyes twinkling with love. "Yes, we have. And it's all been because of our love for each other." Barry took her hand, their fingers intertwined. "I wouldn't change a thing."
In the end, Barry passed away peacefully in his sleep, surrounded by his loved ones. It was a profound loss, but Carpenter found solace in the memories they had created and the life they had built together. She knew that their love would continue to guide and inspire her, even in his absence. Carpenter continued to live her life with the same grace and strength she had always shown. She remained involved in her community, shared her wisdom with her grandchildren, and honored Barry's memory by living fully and joyously. Barry and Carpenter's story became a cherished family legend, passed down through the generations. Their grandchildren and great-grandchildren grew up hearing about the incredible love and resilience of their ancestors. The lessons of forgiveness, communication, and unwavering commitment became guiding principles in their own lives. Carpenter lived out her remaining years surrounded by family, finding joy in the love that continued to surround her. She often reflected on her journey with Barry, feeling grateful for every moment they had shared. Writing this story has been a profound experience, reminding me of the incredible strength of the human spirit and the transformative power of love. Barry and Carpenter's journey is a testament to the idea that love is not just a feeling, but a choice, a commitment to face challenges together and to grow through adversity. Their story underscores the importance of forgiveness, communication, and resilience in any relationship. It highlights that even in the darkest moments, there is always hope, and that true love can endure and flourish despite life's challenges. Barry and Carpenter chose to stay and fight for their marriage, and in doing so, they created a life filled with meaning, joy, and connection. Their legacy is a reminder that with patience, understanding, and unwavering commitment, we can overcome any obstacle and build a love that stands the test of time. In our own lives, we can draw inspiration from their journey. We can choose to face our challenges with courage, to communicate openly and honestly, and to believe in the power of love to heal and transform. In doing so, we can create lives that are rich with meaning, joy, and connection. The story of Barry and Carpenter is a beautiful reminder that even in the face of adversity, there is always hope. Love, when nurtured and cherished, can grow stronger through life's trials, creating a legacy that inspires and uplifts generations to come.